Team Liquid and Gravity just played their second match against each other this split, and well, where I tried to hype it up as if it was going to be the super sick match, and Xpecial thinks it is, but it was kind of a stomp. Xpecial, going into that match, did you expect to do? I mean, you lost last time to them, right? So what was different this time?
The first time, I don't remember what happened, but I remember we lost. We were really sad about it, and then we just tried really hard to win this time. And last time at Piglet, and we weren't working as well together as a team. We weren't cohesive at all. And this time we had Keith, and we were just doing better in scrims, doing better overall. So, I mean, I think we just look better as a team, and then our shot calling is getting better. Everything is just coming into place, and it's about time. See, the split zone's over, so yeah, I'm pretty happy about the win. It was a solid win, yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about all that. So your bot lane partner has changed. What's been the difference between Piglet and Keith for you?
Well, the biggest difference is gonna be one speaks English and the other, yo, what's up? The other doesn't really speak English as well, and makes it. I mean, it just means that when I communicate bot lane, I talk a lot more. In lane, say I'm playing Jenna, I'll always be like, okay, shield up, shield down, shield up in two, stuff like that. But with Keith, I'll be like, all right, Keith, don't die, I'm gonna roam, or like I'll be a lot more descriptive. And I don't know, maybe I just like talking or something like that, but it allows me to really get more into the game. I mean, not exactly like that, but it's more that when I'm talking with Keith, I know that he's understanding me 100%. Whereas with Piglet, sometimes like, did you understand me? Or I just have to backtrack a little bit, and that makes it a little bit harder. But that's just like the beginning. Once you get past that hurdle, it shouldn't really matter.
I mean, so much of what we've heard about the issues with Piglet were issues around, like listening to calls and that kind of thing. Do you feel? I mean, how's that translated over to the bot lane? Do you feel like you just work better with Keith? Is the bot lane, are you guys able to perform better because of the fact that you can both speak the same language and all that kind of thing?
I think the problem that we had with Piglet wasn't really the bot lane itself. It was more how Piglet interacts with our coach and interacts with like Dom and the rest of the team. It wasn't like for our bot lane, we were doing fine. We're two mechanically strong players. We have a lot of respect for each other, and we were performing fine. Obviously, we could do a little bit better, but overall, it's just Piglet wasn't performing as well as we had hoped, and because he wasn't working along with the rest of the team, it made it a lot harder for us to play LCS. And yeah, that's one of the big reasons why we did what we did.
So I'm gonna name you two bot lanes right now: Xpecial Piglet, Xpecial Keith. Which one is the better bot lane?
Damn, Travis, throwing me the hard ball right here. I don't know, man. Uh, I think the problem that I have with Keith is that he's super young. He's still in high school, and this week we only played pretty much like I think like 5 hours of solo queue together, and the rest of the time he was busy with homework and scrims. We only played like 3 sets of scrims because he had school for half the day, and I think that the potential that I have with Keith is pretty high. But with Piglet, because he's practicing all the time, and he doesn't go to school, we just have more potential. But at the same time, it's like if we have all this potential and we aren't winning, like if we were COG last split, then it's really hard to really look past that. Like, how do you get past this hurdle? Like, it takes so long to reach a point where you feel like, all right, we're really good. And that's kind of how it feels like with Piglet, where we're good, but I feel like with Keith, we're performing better, and that's troubling.
So let's say tomorrow after the match, let's say you win tomorrow. And tomorrow after the match, you sit down with the coach Peter and Joka Steve and Mark, and they're like, okay, man, it's all on you now. Who do we have on the team, Piglet or Keith? Who's our new starter? What do you say?
I'll do the whole. All right, it's a tough decision. um, we really love Keith, and I don't know. I would be like, this is a hard decision, and I probably wouldn't be able to give him a straight answer because it's just how can you give a straight answer? They're just two very different players. One has a huge track record internationally, and the other is a rising star, and both could do really well. But I think for the short term, as I've always said, Keith is the better option. And what that means is that I wouldn't know how we'll do once Piglet comes back. Because in scrims, we've been playing with both of them, and Piglet has been performing well. But if we go 2-0 this week in LCS, what's the point? Yeah. So it's honestly, it's not a decision that's gonna be up to me. It's gonna be up to the management for sure. Yeah. So I'll give my 2 cents, but my 2 cents aren't gonna sway anybody because I can't tell. It's too hard, and it's really hard to ask a player to decide who you want to not play. Yeah. So I wouldn't be able to do it.
I mean, it was just a hypothetical situation. I know it doesn't come down to just you or whatever, though. Hopefully they value your input. I don't know. It's just kind of interesting. One of the things that they mentioned to me last week in the interview that I did with the coaching and management staff was that they had given Piglet like a list of things that he needed to work on. You guys have now had the chance to scrim with him all week. I don't know if you ever saw the list or anything like that, but do you feel like a lot of the issues that he's worked to resolve a lot of the issues that were previously there?
Yeah, he did. I think initially he was a bit strong-headed about it, but after a while he really just did everything that we needed him to. Like, one of the big things was he wasn't sleeping enough, and he wouldn't be able to be as focused on scrims, wasn't talking as much, and that was a problem for us. But he fixed that by just sleeping more and just playing less solo queue, and he seems really motivated in that aspect. But again, it's really up to performance in LCS. And because Keith went 2-0, 3-1 overall, maybe 5-1 if we win tomorrow's game as well. So I don't know what's gonna happen with I don't know how the return Piglet is gonna do. So I guess what probably happen is we'll keep scrimming with both of them because Keith is still in school, and then we'll have to make the decision. But yeah, if we win tomorrow and we're 3-1 just with Keith coming back, it's going to be difficult for management to be like, all right, let's just put a new player even though we have so much momentum. Yeah. So
what are your expectations for tomorrow's match?
I hope we win. I think CLG is pretty good, but I've never been scared of CLG ever in my life.
Damn, what just happened there? That was like a very strong thing. So you've never ever in your life been afraid of going up against CLG?
I'm just kidding. I mean, they're a pretty good team. They've always kind of been the team to beat. They've always had so much prestige behind their name, and they've always, except for like tournaments years ago, I don't recall ever like being, all right, we're gonna lose this game. Like, there's pretty good, but I mean, they've never shown that they have the potential to be the best in NA, at least in a long time. And I mean, obviously, it's a little bit trash talk, but I'm not scared of CLG. I've always done very well against CLG. I feel like, and I just play very confident. And then their bot lane, they like to play they play really overconfident. And when they go against players who are around the same skill level and just playing smart, they're not going to win because they're too aggressive. And they always try to beat people up by scaring them. And that's why they always beat up weaker lanes really hard, like especially in solo queue. They're always like 20-0 or something like that. Yeah. But once you hit LCS and these players aren't scared of you, then your playstyle won't work.
You're talking about how when they come up against players that are the same as them or whatever, did you just imply that Keith is as good as Doublelift?
Of course.
Okay. It's good. I like it. It's good. It's always fun because like a lot of people like come out and they'll be like, "Oh, everybody has their own strengths and weaknesses and whatever." So it's good to hear people have some confidence and assertiveness in these interviews. Xpecial, do you have anything that you want to say to any of the fans out there who will blame you if their favorite player does not come back to the AD carry role on Team Liquid? You heartless man.
It's not my decision. Okay. And I think everybody, the fans, the team, the management, everyone wants to win. Everyone wants the team to do well. And we're going to do what it takes. Maybe we'll bring Piglet back. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll try and battle for a little bit again. I don't know. But in the end, the goal is to be the best, and we'll do what it takes. So thanks, guys, for supporting us all the way, even though we had a kind of rough start, and we're doing a little bit better now. Yeah, hopefully we can just do what it takes to win. Yeah.
Would you ever consider crafting a coin, and on one side is a little baby pig and the other one is a toucan, and then that you just flip it and that's how you decide who you lane with that day at the LCS?
Yeah, maybe come down to that. Be like one day, all right, Keith, you're going to sit there, then flip a coin, and then Piglet's gonna sit there, flip a coin, and like, all right, whoever the coin goes on, we're just gonna pick you for today. I mean, hope not, but if it comes down to it, maybe I have to do it.
That would be exciting, and I would love to see that, especially in your show. Anyway, thank you so much, Xpecial, for the interview. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of our coverage of all things esports at ongamers.com.